Hi, it's me, Jamie. I'm going to show you how I make my grime guards. If you, whatever your qsnap is, I wrote down some measurements here. I think you can see them. But whatever your size of your qsnap, say it's 11 by 11. I think you can see that. Then you would multiply 11 by 4 and then add 2, like you can see here. You would come up with 44, then you would add 2 more inches, so you'd have 46 inches long, and then you would have to cut 6 inches in the width is what I cut mine. I'm trying to hold this still. My handwriting is kind of messy. This is just my little scrap, so I don't have to always try to look and add and multiply. But whatever, if it's say you want to do a 8 by 11, then you have 2 sides that's 8 inches on your qsnap, so that would come up to 16 inches. Then you'd have 2 sides that's 11, that would come up with 22 inches. Then you would add those 2 together, and then you would add 2 more inches to it. And you can see right here, see 22, that's for the side, the 11-inch side, that's for the 8-inch sides. Then you add 2 inches and you'll come up with 40. And then you'd cut the width 6 inches, and you would cut 2 pieces of elastic 19 inches. Just whatever size you'd want is what you would cut your elastic. Whatever size qsnap. I have some of these wrote down here. You can, if you don't want to have the 6-inch width, if you want it bigger or, not as wide, you can make it whatever size you want to. I'm going to, but it's really easy to make them. You can make them whatever size you want. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut the length that you want and the width. And if you don't have enough fabric, look, you can add a piece onto it, like I did here, to make it longer. And I just did a straight stitch, and then I did a zigzag stitch to keep it from unraveling, and then I folded it over like that, and so you can see it's okay. And once you get your piece cut out, you're going to take, and you can just guess at it. You don't have to measure it, but just flip it over a little bit, about maybe 1/4 of an inch or a half, whatever you choose. Just make sure it's wide enough that eventually your elastic is going to go inside of it. But you'll fold that over and iron it. Iron it down, like you would iron it. And then you're going to fold it over again and iron it again. And that'll keep it. And you're going to do that all the way down through here, which I've done this, so it's kind of easy. I've never done a sewing video, so it's going to probably be long and drawn out. You have the basics. If you done this part right here, then you just, after you do this, sew the two ends together, you know, straighten them back out like this. Put them facing the good sides, for right sides, facing each other, and then you would sew down through there and then come back through and do a zigzag stitch. That helps just keep it from unraveling like this. Make sure that when you do that this ain't twisted, that it's all the way down through there straight. And then just sew that together, and then come down through and sew this side right through here, and you'll leave like a maybe 2-inch opening to run your elastic through, and then tie your elastic off and then sew that. So that's the whole video if you want to stop watching now, because that's that's a fast take on grime guards. They're very easy to make. There can be time consuming doing this ironing right here if you have like a 17 by 17. This one is going to be, I forgot what this one's going to be for a 14 by 11 qsnap, and it's a 14 by 11 comes out to be 52 in length and 6 inches wide, and I'd cut my elastic at 25 already. I've done got it ready. Yeah, it takes a while ironing this down, but once you get that ironed, then you're going to straighten this back out. I know I've said that before, but can't say it enough because you don't want to leave it folded over. I like using these little clips. Sometimes I have to use pins, but if I don't have to, I like to use these clips instead. Okay. Yep, that's all folded over all the way down through there. This part we have out. Try to get this. Well, I think maybe you can see, hopefully. My camera, I can't see through this. See if you can see what I'm doing or not. Yeah, you can tell I'm not prepared to sew. I have a little piece of fabric around here that I usually have. I can't find it now. We will use this scrap piece. I just want something to and then we're just going to sew this ends. I'm not going to back stitch that because I've run off a little bit of extra thread, and that's going to be folded over, so it'll be okay. We're not, oh yeah, we're going to do a zigzag stitch to keep that from unraveling. Now, when you do this, fold this over this way or this way, go through and check. You can see this one's folded over to that way, so we're going to make sure that we fold this one in the same direction, because when you run your elastic through there, it will keep it from getting caught up in that. The way they're both going the same way, you can not have no issues, hopefully. Okay, now we're ready to sew this down for our elastic. We're going to see this, we're going to leave this clip here, and we're going to go about 2 inches from it and start, and then when we come back around, we get back around to this clip, we'll know to stop right there. That way we'll done have our opening ready. This I can't see good from this camera, is in my way. Okay, yeah. I about forgot I had it on the zigzag. Okay. We're going back stitch. And now we're going to start sewing. Just take your time and just your fabric and We're almost back around, not much more. I know we're fixing to stop because of that clip. So we'll move it. Yeah, see right here, that's where I started. And this is where I'm going to stop. So we'll leave this opening. And we're going to start on the same side. Around the same area. See. I will have to go back through and look at this, see if I've run off, because I'm not able to. I need to get me a better camera, probably. Filming this, I'm in a blind spot. I use my phone to record this. Coming up on our clip, so we'll know a lot of extra threads from this fabric. Okay. Now we have our openings. We will take this would be also very easy if you don't have a sewing machine, just taking do you a simple little straight stitch. Just hand stitch it. If you was wanting to make it and you didn't have like fabric, store-bought fabric, you could use just something laying around the house, like a pair of old pants or shirt, something like that. Make you one. Make it out of whatever you want. And you can hand sew just as good as you can a sewing machine. The sewing machine's faster. And a safety pin will make this a lot better. I don't know if you don't have a safety pin. I don't know what you could use. The safety pin was really, for me, it would be a need. To run this through here. We're just going to go in that, and you see how this fabric's laying this direction. We don't, we wouldn't want to run our needle in there and under it. It would get caught up if we was going that way. So we want to run our needle up and under it, going in that same direction as this is folded over at this seam. And we'll just start running that through. I am going to take the end of this and clip it onto this so it'll we'll do an extra one so that way I don't accidentally pull it through when I'm pulling my elastic. I won't pull too much, but we're just going to gather it. See if you can. I've not been cross stitching an awful lot here lately. I've had sewing stuff I've been doing. Worked on European town a little bit last night, but not enough to really, didn't really get nowhere. This right here, the ironing and running this elastic is the most time consuming of this project. Other than that, it's real easy. Well, this is easy, it's just time consuming. Most of the time I'll make the bunch of these, like 3 or 4 of them, and then I'll just sit and watch TV and run this elastic through. And then I'll just hand sew it. Sometimes that's just as fast. The openings. Yeah, this is going to probably be a long video. I think it takes me almost an hour to make one of these. I'm not good with editing to do it, to edit all this out, make it quicker. But you could stop watching the video anytime, because you done know the basics now. Once you get the elastic through, then all you'll do is sew the elastic in pieces together, and then sew your open and closed, and your grime guard will be done. My sewing machine likes to eat this elastic. I'm going to see if I can get it to sew it. But you just put your two pieces together. I have this piece of fabric here to try to keep this elastic from going down them feed dogs. I'm going to let that fabric run through there. Then I'm going to put this elastic together, if I can get it to stay together. I am having a hard time doing this. There we go. I'll put a little clip in it. That helps me. Okay. It got on that fabric a little bit, but that's fine. I can cut that fabric and leave that fabric on there. It won't hurt nothing. Let's go over it one more time. Okay, then we'll just stretch that through. Just stretch this out. And we're going to see how your opening is now. We're just going to stretch that out. Try not to sew over your elastic here. Back stitch it. Now cut any loose threads you see. Okay. You will do that with both sides. And your grime guard will be done. Okay, we got the other side done. So we will stretch it out 2 or 3 different ways. And it is done. Now, turned out really pretty. I hope this helped you make you one. And bye for now.